Hello and welcome to K&K Play D&D. I'm the first K, the Keith, and this is Anna and Mokana number 13.
And I'm the second K, Karin. And I have nothing to add to that.
And today's episode is brought to you by Invasion of the Food Snatchers.
I'm sorry?
Invasion of the Food Snatchers.
That's what I thought you said. Let's get those dice rolling.
Previously on K&K Play D&D, my Grand Lord Master Tarer, the Chosen One of Taff and Teth, and I, their cleric, came to Mokana to help fight the undead that is plaguing this place. We met with the Paladin Anna, and then we received summons to go meet with General Lady Tassi. We walked out into the street and there was a gnome who took us to the palace. My great and wonderful Lord Tarer wasn't so happy, and he offered to help.
We wanted to thank Mokana for its years of service on Seabrook's behalf.
You're welcome.
We also wanted to offer our services to Mokana in this your time of crisis.
Roll insight with advantage.
Insight with
On
advantage,
that.
okay. The modified 20 and 19.
She took your first phrase really well. She kind of preened like, oh, this little territory is thanking us for watching out for them. That's very sweet. They really didn't have to come all this way
Right.
from Seabrook to thank us. Seabrook has sent this collection of people, a paladin, a high-ranking cleric of one of the builders, some people of the land, a monk. Like, it's a great collection of Seabrook. Seabrook is very unique with the keep there. It's wonderful people. And they've sent...
And what did she think that Tarer's role in all that was?
She thinks he might be one of the people of
Sure.
Seabrook.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is wonderful. And then in your time of need, she freezes. Tara, you see the muscles in her jaw lock up a bit, which kind of shows off this scar she has running from her earlobe along her jaw to her chin. And her eyes go hard. Like military now.
And Tarer leans back. He has said his piece.
What do you mean by that?
My lady, he means exactly as he says. We are well acquainted with the challenges that are currently facing Mokana. We bring you a report from Captain Sophia of Greenhelm.
You do?
That we do. I mean, we already know what's happening. We've already fought some of the skeleton bastards. You might as well let us at them.
And she looks at each of you in turn and settles on Anna.
Anna's like, I lost control of this conversation.
Yes, she did.
A letter of commendation from Lady Sophia and her report. And hands it over, both hands, very respectfully.
And she takes a few moments, reads the letter of commendation, reads the report, sets it down on the other arm of the chair, and steeples her fingers, looking at all of you. Very well. I will take your aid.
And Tara is immediately thinking like, I screwed up.
I will not speak to the council about this. You will be working for me.
Understood.
I will tell you this. There are some that say that this is not happening.
That is often the case in crisis. It has been my experience.
Well, then there are some who swear that it is happening. And where it is happening, unfortunately within Mokana, is not the most reputable of locations. And
We
so-
all know that Mokana has a problem with poor people. It's fine. You can just say it.
That is not what I was insinuating.
It was indeed. We know that it's happening on the Thieves' Quarter. which is essentially a slum. Nobody's gonna believe what comes out of there. No need to pussyfoot around with us. You view them much the same way that you view Seabrook. All the same, I don't think there's any need to bring accusations where there are none.
It is true the less affluent sections of our city are being targeted, but they are daring to move elsewhere.
It only becomes a problem once you start losing money.
And so far it has only happened at night.
Well, that's just basic necromancy, isn't it? Everything works better under the moon, when nobody can see it.
Isn't that not the same way with lycanthropy?
I wouldn't know.
No, that's not been my experience.
Very
I mean,
well.
they seem to be able to control it, like when they become a tiger and when they're not a tiger and when they're a jackal and when they're not a jackal.
You are, well-versed.
He's seen some yeah. We all have.
What do you bring to the table to combat this plague? Of course. I am the High Cleric of Teth, and I bring His Honorable, the Grand Master, Lord Tara, chosen one of Teth, to lead the charge against
And Tara
the
just
undead.
sort of puts his hand over his eyes and...
And of course, with him is the esteemed Paladin, Lieutenant Anna Tascara, the monk Seabrook, the fisherman ranger person just Dorn, the tiefling woman of some unknown skill, and they have another companion who is yet to reveal himself, another monk of much hidden skill.
We also have an eagle. Flies around and then she attacks people and she pecks out their eyes.
I have yet to meet that one.
Yeah,
And
no,
same
she
with
hasn't
the
been around
hidden
yet.
one.
No, I don't think they're together. They don't really like each other. But yeah, we have an eagle.
All right.
I also have an army.
And Anna just sort of pauses and just stays very still.
So if we find that we need backup,
What's her reaction?
Before Tara said he had an army, this Milos, this very awkward, creepy human, who has not looked away from her the entire time.
Has he blinked yet?
No. Or if he has, she hasn't noticed. This group Milos has described is very varied, very interesting. And then Tars speak of an army.
I do not think bringing in an army would be wise.
they are the priests of Taff and Teth. They eat the undead for breakfast. Not literally. Or literally, do you guys eat the dead?
In certain rituals, yes.
Right, so wow, that was not information I needed.
He is just like, he's beyond panic. He is way beyond panic. He's just
laying out
laying
there.
it out there. There's gonna be chaos in his brain. There might as well be chaos in everyone's brain.
Oh, well, Grand Master Lord,
Just
Tar.
Tara is fine.
thank you. Tara, if you find that you do need your army, please confer with me first.
They sometimes ride wyverns. Is that a problem?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I know where the boundaries are.
Again, Anna is just sitting very still.
Please describe what's going on in Anna.
Anna is completely taken off guard by everything that's coming out of Tara's mouth. She's caught off guard by the way he's acting. She's caught off guard by what he's saying. She's caught off guard by the fact that everybody's just rolling with it. Like, this is not... But she's also like, Wow, so he is the chosen of Taff and Teth. That's unfortunate, but he seems to be finding a way to redeem that. So that's something to be celebrated. She's trying.
Plus, my great and exalted Grand Lord Tarer has been given a gift made by Taff and Teth themselves. And Milosh gestures to the package on Tarer's shoulder.
Oh, that's right, and I have... Yep, that's from... She's a little... This is unusual for her. She brings it back. Yes, Tara and I both have gifts from the builders that may be of some assistance.
Tassi leans back in her chair, pets the cat absently for a moment, then in a flash is leaning forward, just staring at Anna and Tara. You are the chosen ones, the champions of the builders.
That's what they keep telling us.
You have come here to fight the dragon and its minions,
Yes,
to restore balance to Patchwork.
I wouldn't go that far, but we have come to fight the dragon. Eventually.
So it is true. The dragon means to take Patchwork.
Oh yes, I would say he's well on his way.
And you are here to stop him for the builders.
It is the only choice available to us. Yes. And she thinks, oh my gosh, I just sounded like Frankie. I serve Sana Ashun. A goddess.
I've heard that name.
She's a goddess in my plane, and perhaps more powerful than any of the builders. I was chosen by me to come to Patchwork. Tara here was chosen by Taff and Teth. She has trouble saying that. The other companions who came with us into Patchwork have remained at Seabrook for the time being.
Also, champions of the builders.
Yes, but I hand-selected those who sit with us today. She doesn't look at Milosh.
Very well. As the representative of Mokana's military might to the ruling courts, I charge you with rooting out the undead plague affecting Mokana and the outlying lands.
No, I think I pointed this out before. It's not the skeletons that are the problem, it's the people making them.
It is the ones behind them, the one rising them.
You wouldn't have any idea about who that could be. My eagle saw them pretty close up.
And what did you see?
One human-sized, sitting on a horse, up on a hill. The hill seems to be a recurring motif. The other, smaller, dwarf-sized, halfling-sized.
With blue, glowing eyes.
That's correct. Both cloaked. But definitely the smaller one's a magic user, that's for sure.
Yes,
You confirm this?
yes. The dwarf-sized one is the orchestrator?
So we have a necromancer and their bodyguard.
Yes.
Does the bodyguard also have magic?
That I am unsure of.
Is there a connection between these and Alessandro?
Not that I have...
You have not made such a connection.
I have not, no. Alessandro himself has not taken an interest in the East Coast yet. That I know of. He may have minions over here.
Where do you believe that he is focusing his attention?
We have heard rumors of the destruction of Deska.
They are not rumors.
Then it is true.
It is true.
We believe, from what I've ascertained, he is
focusing on the west. I assume with the forces amassing under the Winter Lord, that Alisonsko, this is conjecture.
Understood.
That if Alisonsko can destroy what is amassed there, he believes he will have no real opposition in the rest.
If he kills the forces in Dromedia, does he take Patchwork?
It will depend on how the rest react.
Did Caloria visit you when he came through a few weeks ago?
Persuasion!
I rolled a 1. I was really excited because persuasion is like one of Anna's things.
Yeah, it is. So what's the grand total of?
So she got an 8.
Which is better than a 7.
It is better than a 7.
You knew Gloria has been through here.
We had heard so.
He was...
Does Anna know that, by the way? I forget.
Yes.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
Okay, because Pranky told her.
Gloria has visited with all of the members of the council and the king himself.
And what news did he bring?
He brought each of us different news according to our stations. He did speak of the dragon and its minions, the destruction of Deska, and that Alisonsko's minions are everywhere.
That has certainly been our experience. Would you say that the slave ring reaches this far?
Unfortunately, there are tentacles of it here.
So we might see some of those agents here.
The slave ring is connected to Alisonsko.
Yes, there is a direct correlation.
This is news indeed.
Yeah, it seems to be that the half-orc who's sort of running the slave ring seems to be pretty high up. Like, if you follow him too far, you'll find the dragon, which is not necessarily what we want to do exactly right now, but we're just wondering, like, does he come hang out in Mokana ever?
Describe the half-orc.
He wears around his neck the horn of a tiefling.
I do not recall having reports of any half-orcs with a tiefling's horn on him coming through.
He carries a chain on his left arm.
Yeah, not anymore, but he would have probably last time you saw him.
And Anna just looks. This is news.
Yeah, I told you this morning it was a long story.
She returns her focus.
I see you have some reports to give each other.
I just arrived here in Mokana today.
Welcome.
It's a great city. Love what you've done with the place.
Thank you. Roll for awkward. It's my favorite thing to have him roll for.
Oh, that one's not very good.
What'd you get?
I got a 4. That's not very good. Awkward.
It's awkward.
Yeah. It's not the best awkward tower ever, but
No. It's still awkward. Yes. We try. Again, there have been no half-orcs fitting that description that I have come across. But I will keep an eye out for him. I will spread his description across to my gatekeepers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And please do not speak openly of your charge here in Mokana. As I said, it is a difficult subject.
What's the worst that happens if your people find out the truth?
I will say this. some of the leading voices against this problem are the leading voices to say that Mokana should ally with the dragon.
Understood.
Now, if there's anything I can do to assist you while you are here,
You wouldn't happen to have any healing potions? I ran out when we were in Greenhill. Do you know where would a good place to buy some?
I can supply you with some.
Well, that would save us a lot, thank you.
Turns to the cat. Please alert Nemo of that request. If there is anything else, please pass your request through Lyra here or through Nessa at the Griffin's Nest.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And she gently dismisses you, indicating that she has more that she needs to do for the day. And the gnome comes through, gets the request from the cat, and leads you all out of the palace. And his parting words are that he will arrange for the healing potions for all of you. Undisclosed number at this point, but he will arrange for them for all of you. They will be sent to the Griffin's Nest in your name, and they will be there sometime today, within this day point. It's just past midday, so the meeting didn't take too long. There's a strong breeze blowing up off the sea. To the east, behind the royal and governmental buildings, rain clouds threaten, obscuring the landmass that is across the strait. What's your plan, Anna and Tara? Do you guys want to go back to the Griffin's Nest to regroup and come up with a plan?
You have an army?
Why yes, Grandmaster Lord Exalted One Tara has an army that I can call for him. And they would come swiftly to his beckoning call, anywhere within Patchwork.
Also, apparently, he has a minion.
I don't think I'd call him a minion.
I am his servant.
Yeah, that's a minion. Now seems like a good time to make use of our relationship with Lady Nessa. She seems like the sort of person who would know things, or at least be able to point us the right direction.
Yeah, Nessa knows a lot. Yeah.
Back to the Griffin's Nest, then.
I will lead the way for Grandmaster Lord Tara, the Exalted One of Taff and Teth.
Do you do like a cry for him? Do you prepare the way of the Grand Master or anything like that?
Oh, I could do something like that.
Please don't do something like that.
I have this wonderful ability, a cantrip, called thaumaturgy.
We're familiar with it, yes.
I can make my voice louder so all can get out of the way and pay homage.
Please don't.
All right. I can create a light for you if you like. It is another cantrip that I know.
It's midday.
Looks to the sky. Why, yes, it is.
Did you look directly at the sun just now?
Not towards the sun, but towards the sky.
Right, just checking.
I believe the sun is behind those clouds. Yes, it is. It's slightly burned.
Alright, does anybody else have any idea what is going on?
No.
So you all go back to the Griffin's Nest in some form or fashion. It being midday, it is now filled with the midday crowds. The bar and every table is full. There are 2 more servers in there making their way through with trays and orders. A golden dragonborn woman and a human boy joining the 2 who were there earlier. And Nessa is there weaving through with platters of food and drink as well.
All right. We make ourselves comfortable at a table.
Okay. Why don't you guys do a perception check?
Sure. Well, that's a 25.
Okay.
I don't know, but that I might notice something.
You might, Mr. Dorn. You might.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Oh, wow. Good job.
Plus 6.
Natural 20 plus 6.
I am slightly distracted by Milosh.
Of course. And you didn't sleep much last night either.
Right, I only got a 14, which is still pretty good.
It's still pretty good for you, yeah. And Anna,
14 as well.
she's now proficient in...
I know.
Okay. Well, Seastone and Dorn, as you guys are...
I see everything.
Yes, you do. You see everything. You're looking through the rooms. You see the dock
I
workers
see
and merchants
the
and
lines
guards.
of magic, the way that the whole world is interconnected.
No.
Oh.
But you do see on the landing going upstairs to the rooms 2 house cats sitting there.
2 of them.
One is the white Japanese bobtail,
Right,
and the other is oh so familiar to you,
right.
little Maximus.
Okay, great. Yep, see them.
Maximus flicks his tail and looks at you. Well,
I
there's
flip my tail back. I mean, you gotta be polite.
And he and the white cat come towards you guys, weaving through the crowds, and then jumps onto your tables, very cat-like gracefulness.
Oh, that's really surprising that cats would have cat-like grace.
Right? Isn't it? And so they're now on the table.
Great.
I don't know.
Yes.
There's someone upstairs with information for you.
I beg your pardon.
Someone up in your room with information for where the... Maximus looks around. Undead might be coming from.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Invite them to join us for dinner?
They... Glances at the other cat. Would rather talk to you in private.
All right. I will take my dinner upstairs.
You invite anyone with you, or just yourself?
Just myself.
All right, you get up to yours and True's room, up there. Perception check. Well, as soon as you come in, you don't see anyone. The dice fell out of your hand.
It is a natural 1.
Well, you come into the room, you have some food on a plate, and you close the door, and you turn around. Well, you don't see or hear anyone in the room with you.
Right. Okay, well, I will, is there a table? Is there...
There's
chairs?
a small table between, like, next to the window and the bed.
All right, so I'll make my way to the table.
Come. Oh, gosh. Okay, so you're sitting at the table, looking out over Mokana, enjoying your little meal, and this little hand reaches up from below towards your plate from under the table and knocks over your glass of water.
I instinctively swat at the hand.
Roll to attack.
What do I add to it?
Just proficiency, just...
Yeah, 11.
And the hand quickly pulls away, and you hear this under the table.
Okay. I look under the table.
And you see a little kobold holding their hand, crouched under the table and looking at you with big, sorrowful eyes.
Why did you knock over my water?
I smelled food, and I was hungry.
You could have asked.
Oh. May I have a bite of food?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. And reaches up and grabs a bite.
Okay.
Pulls it back down and shoves it into its maw. Oh.
Excuse me, why are you here?
Oh, I'm Koro, and I was to meet with a paladin to tell them how to find stuff.
I am a paladin.
Oh, are you friends with kitty cats? Talking kitty cats?
Oh, yes. Maximus, you mean?
Yeah, Maximus.
I think that friend is too strong a word, but yes.
That's a strong word. It's a good strong word.
Right.
I'm Koro.
You said as much.
And you're the good paladin.
I am a good paladin.
So I know where you can where the dead thingies might be coming from. Yeah.
All right.
So I can take you there.
Wonderful. How did you know where to find me?
Yeah. So there was this human woman lady who told me where you would be, or where the kitty cats would be, who would lead me to you, and she was really nice, and she had bread, a very nice bread, yummy bread, and when I ate it, I was full.
Oh.
And she was nice.
Oh. Oh. Did she give you her name?
No,
Did she say, I am me?
no, I'm me.
Right.
But I will take you to where stuff could be. Yeah.
Have you encountered them before?
I've seen them. Yeah. I hid. I'm good at hiding sometimes.
Do you know how often they come?
Every few nights.
How long has it been? Has it been a few nights?
Yeah.
Well, allow us to finish our meal and then let's go.
Okay.
And Anna being Anna, she trusts him implicitly and immediately.
Yeah. And they finish their meal. Anna and Koro go downstairs. Mm-hmm. So Anna has this little lizard person going with her.
Yep.
Down the stairs into the crowds where the rest of the group is finishing a meal. Now, Tara, last time we met, before you got to Mokana, you were given a gift.
Right.
Have you taken time to examine it?
I haven't even had time to take a piss. No, I have not.
You have
examined
time
it.
right now while Anna's meeting with this informant.
I'm not gonna look at it while I'm in a public place.
All right.
Besides, I don't want to shift all my dice and papers.
Fair enough. All right. So eventually you guys finish your meal, and Anna comes downstairs with a kobold. Mm-hmm. Said kobold leads y'all outside.
So what do they call you?
Me?
Yes, you.
I'm Koro.
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 Koro. Koro. Koro. Koro.
Koro.
The skleva. Hurrah.
Do you guys need to do anything before you get to the place?
I don't think so. I should perhaps gather Sandra May.
All right. And Sandra comes to you.
Okay.
Koro leads you all fairly directly to where he says things are happening.
What does Koro look like?
He's just over 2 feet tall, copper bronzish scales, bright eyes, a quick tail, wearing mostly rags, and in one hand, his right hand, he seems to be clutching something. And he has a satchel as well that's bulging with stuff, and in his right hand, he's clutching something very close to him, close to his chest. And every once in a while, when he thinks no one is looking, he'll peek into his hand and then snap it shut and scurry on.
Might I do a perception check
A perception check on what?
to see if I can see what he has in his hands?
Oh, go for it, Dorn.
18.
Okay. So at one intersection, Koro glances around, looks at the crowds, peeks in his hand, and from your vantage to Koro, you're quite a bit taller, so you're able to peek over his shoulder down into his hand, and you see a ring. You can't, with the shadows there, you can't really tell what it's made out of, but it's nice looking.
Okay.
And it's smooth, and it's
Alright.
perfectly round in his hand.
All right.
Mr. Sana, I don't want to seem like I don't have team spirit, but we're following a lizard. Just wanted to point that out. And we've none of us met this little thing before.
I trust it.
Yeah, that why exactly?
He said he came from me.
I don't follow.
From the builder.
Why would the builder bother showing up to a kobold?
The workings of other gods are very mysterious. And y'all just accept this. We don't have much choice, do we?
He could be leading us straight into a trap.
I suppose he could.
And you're willing to just walk in.
If you're uncomfortable, we could have the cleric go first.
That seems like a reasonable idea.
Tara, could you ask Milos to take point?
Milosh,
Yes, my Grandmaster, Great Lord Tara.
the paladin has a request of you.
If it is to honor you and to help you in your ventures, I will gladly do it.
She would like you to follow the kobold more closely, so that you are the first member of the party behind him.
Of course, I could do that. Would you like me to tread on its tail or not?
Unnecessary cruelty seems unnecessary.
Very well.
And so Milos takes a couple long strides and gets right up behind Koro and leads the group behind Koro.
Excellent.
And in a short while, Koro leads you all down a large thoroughfare that's next to a retaining wall, and to the east of the wall it drops a ways and it becomes the wharves and docks and the harbor. And you're still up in the merchant quarters city area. Koro leads you to this large set of stairs that goes from the city proper down into these working area. And in this small little plaza in front of the stairs where several roads conjoin, there is, well, as we in our world would know it, a manhole. This metal disc set into the stone roadway there. Heavy piece of metal, drainage holes drilled into it, and a crude drawing has been scratched into the surface in one area. And Koro comes up, shuffles up to it, shuffles back, shuffles up, and it's down there, down in the hole they come from.
Hold up, did I sign up to go in a sewer? Is that why you brought me here? Is to go in a sewer? I am as surprised as you. I can't go in a sewer. I'm wearing fur. You can't get this stuff dirty.
I could get you a bath when you're done.
Right, so how do we get into the sewer?
Through the thing, you have to pull it up and then do it.
Right, well, don't all rush in at once.
Who wants to try doing it?
Does Sister have a modifier?
For
Strength?
No.
Does Maximus?
he's a cat. No. He can't grip things. He doesn't have hands.
So literally the only two people who have modifiers on this are Dorn and Anna. So they'll go ahead and flank that manhole.
All right, first, as you're flanking the manhole, I want you to do a perception check. You're flanking the manhole.
There's so many things wrong.
Give me a perception check. Your dice shot out.
No.
Dice tower fell apart again. Our dice tower.
Well, one of them got a 4 and one of them got a 19.
Who was who?
In general, I would trust Dorn to be the more perceptive one, so I'm gonna say, like, from a character perspective, the 25 probably is him,
Okay.
and the 7 is probably her.
All right. Dorn, as you're bending down to get a grip on the manhole, you see the crude drawing scratched into the surface. It is a circle with a crossed out crescent moon, but backwards as you've seen it on a certain paladin's armor.
Mistress Anna, does this mean anything to you? Does it mean anything to me?
It's a backwards copy of your
Does
holy symbol.
the fact that it's backwards mean anything to me?
Not right off.
Okay. It's unusual. I will grant that. But apart from that, I don't know.
And now you can try to move it or break it.
Right, we'll try to shift it. With a little extra help, that became a natural 20, but I have no idea what it was at first.
Say it's natural 20.
Fine. Well, I got a 7.
So, Dorn, you went down, you're ready to help, but Anna, in her power, is able to get this fantastic grip between a couple of the holes and just lift it up. And you're kind of there for support, like, woo, I can help. And she just picks it up and moves it aside.
Mostly there for show, if I'm honest.
Yep. Mortal support right there.
Well, that's astounding. Would you take a look at that? I can't believe it. He just lifted that.
Yeah, I absolutely did.
I always find it astounding when people are so strong, because I'm not, you know.
I identify with that.
I always just admire a man with muscles. Don't you?
Sure.
I have muscles. Did you know that a tongue is a muscle?
Right, so back on the creepy side, so I think, did you want to hop down in the sewer?
I can do that.
Milos takes his warhammer, casts light upon the head, and then climbs down the ladder into the darkness.
Great, we've lost him, now we can go.
I heard that.
Does he bother you that much? He's a little bit creepy.
Who's going down next?
Anna, obviously.
You, Anna?
Yes, Coral?
The lady who told me to find you? She, I have something for you.
Oh,
And he holds out his right hand, the one he's been clutching, and holds it out to you.
mm-hmm.
And there in his palm is a ring of unblemished diamond.
Fancy.
I found it in the temple district, and it was that nice human woman who gave it to me with the bread, and she wants you to have it. And do you want some of the bread too?
Do you have some? How old is it?
This morning.
Oh, well then yes, I would take some.
So he hands you his satchel as well.
Oh, I don't need all of it.
Oh, I'm good.
Are you sure? Well, thank you.
So now you have bread. Let's say 4 loaves of bread.
Good grief.
And as you take the diamond, your holy symbol warms against you. Well, this is one of those rings that Ro told you about.
I pause for a moment and offer a prayer and blessing.
Oh, good. And then you go down.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do. Seastone is the last one.
Yep. With Maximus.
Do you suppose it's very wet in there?
I hear water.
You know, there's like excrement in these things.
Uh-huh. And alligators.
Are there?
I don't know. Maybe. I heard alligators live in sewers.
Alligators?
They live in sewers,
I always
right?
thought it was turtles that lived in sewers.
Turtles?
I always thought it was turtles that lived in sewers.
Yeah, that might be, yeah. Do we have to go?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
Let's wait here.
Right.
Are you coming,
Right, well, we were
scaredy cat?
looking at the right. We're looking for footholds. It's different for paws.
There's a ladder.
They look a little moist.
It's dry, especially with all the hands and feet that have touched it.
Right. Do you know that now all the things that were on your shoes are on the handles now? I don't really want to touch it.
Scaredy cat.
No, it's not about that. I have other gifts that might be useful elsewhere.
Yeah, you do. But we're going down. Bye. And True finishes going down the ladder. Out of sight.
Are you going?
Me? I don't know. I don't want to.
Where's your little white friend?
Back at the inn.
Why didn't they come?
Because she's not sewer friendly.
Right, so I'm not sewer friendly. Where was she going?
Back to Tassie.
I don't want to go back to her. What do you reckon's worse? The Lady General or the sewers?
The sewers, you can beat stuff up.
Well, I don't live for that. I'm a rational being.
Alright, I don't really mean to rush you, but the others are getting a little further ahead.
Right, so... Is it wet?
There are dry places to stand.
Dorn offers his hand,
Aww.
and Seastone waffles for a bit. And then eventually...
All right.
And there you have it. Another episode of K&K Play D&D is in the books. That was Anna in Mokana, number 13.
There are lots of cool Kickstarters happening right now. You probably know about the Critical Role one. The Retroverse one just finished.
Yes, it did.
Super excited about that. It was at like 90K or something like that. We also just backed the Humblewood Kickstarter. Oh, Sun Shadow Arts is going to have one for their Goliath dice set coming up real soon here. And at Flaming Flamingos on Twitter is a really awesome pins maker. We own several of their pins. In fact, the
Flaming Flamingo.
yeah, Flaming Flamingos.
I like that name.
Flamingos with a Z.
Really reminds me of Gaiman.
Kind of, yeah. They're doing a Kickstarter for pins that have D20 emblems that will spin, and that'll open up next month. So that's really cool.
Oh, I want.
I know. I've got it. I'm just counting the days. Oh, and we also just recently backed the ice cream dice. That one finished really successfully as well. That's really exciting. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the podcast.
No, but it's fun. If you know of anyone else that we should take a look at, why don't you send us a message?
Oh no, don't do that.
No.
Oh, don't do that.
No?
I mean, there are already so many that
So
I had
many.
to say no to, and I'm so sad.
Sorry. But anyways, you know
Send
how
them
to do
us.
that
Yeah.
at all the places that we do the things.
Yep.
And then, hit share, hit like, let your friends know about us too, because, we want people to know about us and like us and have fun with us.
And leave a review and some stars on that whole iTunes thing,
Yes,
because that really does help us.
it does. Fight the algorithm!
Indeed. Music was written by both Keith and me, and ambient tracks are from tabletopaudio.com.
Yes, Tim, good stuff.
You should become his patron. We are. On Patreon.
Finally, I'm the first K, the Keith.
And I'm the second K Karin, dreaming up ways for all of us to spend our money.
Thanks for listening.
And be well.